we're going to talk about the distress ink called Picket Fence because it is our color of the month and it's 25% off. And it's unusual because it's white. Most of the distress colors have more color and they're not a pigment ink like the Picket Fence. So we're going to show you how to stamp, stencil, and do some distressing with it. We have done some stenciling and they make really nice backgrounds, and just so you know, we do have a little snow in the forecast, and that's one reason why we thought Picket Fence was the perfect color for January. It's okay though, because Dawn and I are getting out of town. We're going to Phoenix next week. Now it works really well on these dark colors, as you can see, but look how pretty that is on the gray. And then we're using it on the red and it almost looks pink. Shows up better on the darker colors, but look at here. And I'm just going over it like this, and you'll see it's very soft, but it does show up kind of fun, and this would be great for a Valentine background or maybe on a layout. All right, that's one thing, and then we're going to show you about using it when you emboss something. Now this is embossed. See the top half, we haven't added ink, and we've added the white ink to the bottom half. And what I really love, check out this brick. Now if you look at what it would look like without the white ink, and of course you can't really use brown ink or a color ink on black paper, but there's where we added the white Picket Fence, and it looks pretty cool. This is another embossed piece of paper, and a lot of times everyone's using brown, you know, brown, but look how pretty it is in white. And I think especially for spring cards or spring projects, Valentine's, it just has a whole different look, and they're both good. This is another embossing folder of Tim Holtz. Putting our paper in our folder, and then I happen to have our Texture Boutique right here waiting for us. Cut all this out. So I open it up, and aha, that's pretty cool, and I like it. But you're gonna like it even more when you see what we're going to do next. See how those beads, and I love these beads because they kind of remind me of pearls, like a pearl necklace. You can do the edges just like you do on your other distressing. Definitely shows up a lot more than it does just leaving it as is. You can also stamp with it, and the nice thing about the Picket Fence, it's going to show up on this black card. It's a Valentine card that's in one of our kits that Val designed. It's got lovebirds on the front. I thought you and me would be a good inside. So I'm going to just ink up my stamp, or you could use your Misty if you want. And I think I'll put it about right there. And I've got something that actually shows up. I think of snowflakes. So let's just stamp a few so you can see what they look like. See, aren't those cool? The other thing I like to stamp is backgrounds. I'm going to have this background stamp that looks like a lot of maybe French words, or maybe they're not words at all, I'm not sure. But I'm going to stamp that on this card front. So this time I'm just going to put ink on the back of my stamp, and then I'm just going to lay it right on the top of my card front, press it down a bit, and when I pull it up I have a really nice background for my card. Okay, I got one more thing to show you about this. A lot of times if you're using dark paper, distress ink doesn't really show up, but I love the white because I can distress the edges just like you do with your browns and your blues and your greens on your lighter color paper. And this was just a simple little card that flips up with 3 little die cut hearts, and it says I love us, and it's really cute. Okay, Teresa makes us a special card each month with the distress color of the month, and she's done a fantastic job. This month she's got a card that says Love Stinks, and she has stamped, or I believe that's a stencil on the front there, with the Picket Fence ink, and then accented it with the pink Doodlebug paper. This one she used a doily, and I really like using doilies in my cards, and she's got a little bit of stickles, and then she has stamped with the white, and it shows up really nice on the blue paper. So thank you, Teresa. And thank you for joining us today. We're glad to have another technique for you, and we'll see you next week.